doing here. So we got to have an emergency rush of food for Kapper because he's big, tough jarhead Marine. Can't go 3 hours without food. All right, we got to take Kapper his emergency snack. I'm spotting for Joe so he can.
So yeah, I want him coming. I basically want him coming through here.
So here's the deal. If you could see Phil standing up there, this property entrance is up here on the right. But the problem is there's a very blind hill there where Phil is standing. So we got a kind of a narrow gate we got to back in, and it's a blind spot over this gravel road, and these people are running 50, 60 mile an hour on this gravel road. So Phil's up here. He's going to spot where he can see both directions so that we can get backed in safely without worried about getting creamed. The last truck came through here. He was running 60 mile an hour. Man, he would have never stopped because the gate's right here on the left. All right, I got my truck in. I moved over out of Phil's way. I made this clearing last winter or last spring. Now we got to get Phil in here. There's not enough room to park on these roads, and they're clearing crops. Down this hill only about 60, 70 yards tops, and I'm standing on the hill, so it's blind, and they're hauling through here. Crazy.
North and west?
I think so. Yeah, I want him coming. I basically want him coming through here, you know, because my access is from that direction. I don't think they'll just go straight through there casually because it's so thick.
It's all getting cleared in here. Now we're hiking to the other side of the property. There's this nice creek goes right through the property. And look at how dry it is, man. We are in a drought, unfortunately. Everyone's food plots are dried up, stunted, or not even growing.
The longest time I was thinking culvert it, but it's more of like a backup from the creek. So I think this is where water filters from the fields during the wet season.
Yeah, but judging by its size, a culvert is probably going to get blown out at some point.
Yeah.
And even if you did put one in, it has to be a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're expensive. I mean, nowadays they're crazy.
Well,
I'd say just cut a Ford.
That's well
to start.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have. I'm not getting a vehicle across here. Just something where I can get a tractor during the dry season, a four-wheeler during the dry season.
Yeah. All right, so we went over the whole project list of what he wants. This turned out to be a 3-day project, so we'll do a 3-part mini-series. So let's continue on and get the project started for today, day number 1. All right, got the new DJI mic, and we're just headed out. We got everything laid out. A new food plot clearing, a good sized watering hole for year-round water, fixing up some trails, creating a new road, and just fixing up bad spots in the existing road. All right, so here's the current road. It goes into a food plot over here and a tower. And now I'm going to cut a new road in here to the left to another new food plot clearing. So I'm just going to work around the trees. I'm not taking any big ones out. And then I'm going to start, I want to cut the perimeter of the new food plot, and then Phil can get started with some grapple work. So I'll get going and I'll check back in. Right here, it's an old WRP plot, and I got Phil up there. He's gonna walk it. We got it flagged off, but it's just this tedious little stuff right here, so nothing too exciting. I'll check back in when I get the perimeter all the way around it cut, or when we're starting to open it up. So I've cut the path. So this is the edge of the plot. So now I'm just gonna start opening the circle around it. There's a row of bigger oaks here. That's the end of this future food plot. So you can see there's one right there. There's the flagging. So now I got to kind of follow these. This oak. It was a WRP planting. You know, they're in a row. I don't want to pull any of those. So that's kind of like going to be the border on this. This is the west side of this future plot, but just still plugging away at this little tedious stuff. So I'll have to tell you about a story from Montana. I was devastated, let's put it that way. All right, I'll keep going. All right, I finally connected. It's not a really big plot. So I connected the perimeter, and I see Phil is already working with his grapple. We're gonna strategically put the slash piles on the north and the west side.
On the north and west?
I think so.
Because he's gonna tuck a new blind in the corner up there. But it's still pretty close working conditions. This is the worst stuff, this little garbage, if you will. It's tedious stuff, but progress. I'm gonna have to probably get with him here and see how he wants to strategize, which direction I go and which direction he goes. Even for grapple work, these are the worst trees. And they're just a smidge too big to bush hog it all. You don't want all them stobs in there. All right, here's a midstream look. You can see our flags here on the outside edge, but this edge I got to bump back just a little bit more.
Right here.
Okay. Oh yeah, wow, I got another 15 feet or so. Yeah. 20, 30 maybe.
Yeah, this one was significant, but it round.
So literally, as I was editing this particular land management video, I was treated to a flock of turkeys that came to visit me outside of my bedroom / office window. That's always nice to see wildlife. I mean, that's kind of what all these projects are about in the long run. So where do you want me to go? You want me to bump it out farther or start here in the middle?
That's up to you, wherever you want to go, but that corner back there then, the east side, there's another flag farther in.
Okay.
You almost kind of got a little divot back behind where it went, like you turned around or something back there.
Okay.
You need to go almost that far back.
Show me where the flags are so I know, and then I'll be able to dig. Oldie for some of you guys. I heard it on the radio and I had to download it. It used to be one of my favorites. I mean, not necessarily that I want to go to California, but it's just a cool tune. So we just finished walking out there and checking where I missed some flags over there. Yeah, this dirt is like concrete, this clay. They don't want to come out. Most of them, they'll break off before they'll come out of the ground. All right, keep rolling. When you're in the middle of a drought, try not to do a land clearing gig where you're pulling trees. I mean, they're like concrete. Trying to get them out. These size normally just pluck right out, but not even close with this hard, dry clay dirt. See, that's like that. They're breaking off instead of coming out pulling the roots out. All right, we got it down to this little island here in the middle, and then I'm going to go loosen a little bit more of some of the stobs, and then Phil's going to grapple them, kind of clean the dirt a little bit more. It's taking much longer than it should be, but that's just because it's bone dry. So we'll almost there. not sure we're even gonna get started on the pond today or not. But it was a good day. We're doing our strategic slash piles now along this north border and the west border. Now I'm just going over it, trying to yank some of these stobs. I got to get down about a foot under the surface to get these root systems, because it's so dry I can't get it any other way. And you can see all the plants, you know, these basically bushes.
I don't care what you feed him. Oh,
Does he have water?
he probably has something. So we got to have an emergency rush of food for Kapper because he's dying on the vine out there. Oh my God, we got to give a care package. Big tough jarhead marine. Big tough jarhead marine can't go 3 hours without food.
That's there we go.
Well, thanks for that. We don't want him to pass out. We really appreciate
I
that.
wouldn't write him a sweet note, but it was. I'm in a pinch here.
Thank you. All right, we got to take Kapper his emergency snack before he faints. It's no Little Debbie's, but hopefully he'll survive. All right, well, it's no Little Debbie's, but I don't want you to faint and fall down.
Wow.
You're like a looking for a free meal every chance you get.
We were supposed to go to lunch today, but we worked through lunch and I skipped breakfast and lunch, so I'm kind of getting that hangry stage. I need a boost of some sort.
Wow, big boy status right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Big boy status.
All right, let me... Get some of these stobs out, and then we'll run a rough grade. I mean, we're just doing the dirt work part of it. You know, we're not like having it prepped for food plot, although we are going to plant it. Mark, the owner, brought some grains, some wheat and oats. So we're going to go ahead and spread some seed tomorrow and probably just run the tires and stuff over it to cultipack it. One brand new food plot gonna be coming right up, popping up. I'll do an area and then there feels like there's 10 new ones that pop up. But I got it all the way down to pretty much the only thing that's gonna be left standing is stuff probably smaller than your pinky, which you basically need a lawnmower for that stuff. This is just the first pass on this road, but let's go check out Phil doing the final grading on the brand new food plot opening. I mean, we're not doing actual food plot dirt work, so there's going to be a few stobs left in here about the size of your pinky. But we are going to plant it. We're going to throw some wheat and rye and stuff out tomorrow. Them stobs will mow off or die off.